Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television, the original broadcast date. I was doing so well. July 7th, 2023. Tonight is our council episode, our monthly council episode. We have 3 celebrity announcements to drop on you. Joe Lewis is, we've got his review. He's reviewing Pearl, which I have not even heard of, did not even know there was a horror movie by that name. So I'm going to learn something myself. Bring everybody in. Adrian, Brandon, welcome back to the show. Of course, Adrian, you feel like you haven't hardly left.
I know.
It's 2 weeks in a row for Adrian. Of course, we do have the master chat loaded, so I can see your comments if you're in Facebook land, YouTube land, and, matter of fact, Twitter land, I think.
Yep.
Except
I can see them too, but my laptop's only on 16% battery, so I'll try to keep up until it dies.
Except unless, now, if you're on Instagram or that new fangled Twitter imitation, go fuck yourself. We just don't have time. No, we're done. This is it. This is what we're going with. Okay, let's get the ball rolling here. First of all, Brandon, just go ahead and tell everybody how much money you're making. Hand over fist. Hand over fist.
Yeah.
Are we going to get to keep the van?
Well, yeah, for the inside joke for the first few years of Scarefest was that every year we got closer was that basically held my wife's van under threat of selling it. Like, that's what goes into running a show, guys. Like, you never know what the bills are going to look like. But we don't have to sell the van, and we went past we went beyond that in our business plan.
Now, I do need to ask though, if we actually hit 30,000 people this year, is the offer to take me to Hawaii still open?
Yeah, I'll do that. I've never been, but we all have to go. That's the rule.
Well, that was it. That was the offer. Yeah.
Don't bring me into this. I didn't do anything. I want to stay home.
You don't go to Hawaii?
Heck no. I can just admire your Hawaiian shirt pictures in their actual God-intended habitat now.
Hey, and by the way, I posted my first beefcake photo today.
Wait, didn't you run a quarter of a mile or something?
Yeah, if you want to call it running.
I didn't.
No, I did. I posted a gym picture today. Now, I'm wearing my baggy gym shorts. So it wasn't exactly beefcake. But yes, I ran a quarter of a mile. Now, everybody, that doesn't sound impressive until you know that I did not even smoke a cigarette while doing it.
Where did you post it?
It's on the Patreon project.
Okay, let me go check my emails. Y'all can continue. I'm just interested, seeing what I missed.
Okay. Anyway,
I jogged 3/100th of a mile. Actually, I just walked really fast. But
to the fridge or to the bathroom?
I'm going to confess. I'll confess to everybody. The first day I did it, I knew within 50 foot this was a bad idea. But I did persevere, and then I did it 2 times, and now I'm on a roll because I got on the treadmill today, and it felt like I wasn't doing shit. So
the last time you and Brandon ran a quarter of a mile was probably when you missed your flight that day.
It was Northern Kentucky Airport. Yep.
Which is another reason
that's true.
to add to the list of why I don't want to go to Hawaii with you, because I know, like, y'all leave me at a volcano or something. I don't know, but Wes, I love the picture and I love the use of the Scarefest tank top. But the next time you take a selfie, you need to make sure the logo is in it.
Well, I'm new at this. I'm new at this. Now, tell me the truth. Now I posted that photo for perpetuity. Those are women's tank tops, aren't they? Technically.
Technically.
I was going to say that one doesn't look like it. I mean, it looks like it fits you very well.
It does, but I have big boobs.
Let's just say they're labeled as unisex.
Yeah.
Me too, oddly enough. Okay, let's talk about Scarefest now. Any questions in the chat room? Anything you all want to know? Me and Adrian covered it all.
Come on, chat. Like, I've been getting 500 questions a week on the Facebook page and messages, and you all can come up with some good ones for us to cover.
I know what I'll do. I'll just open up my trusty messenger and see what everybody's been asking me constantly this week.
Well, I mean, one thing we can say is that, I mean, the t-shirt designs will be up here pretty soon.
Yep.
And our poster, like, we should have that up here in the next little bit. We're working right now on entertainment for the VIP party and the party in the convention center, which is going to be really exciting.
Here's an official question that I need to know the answer to, because I've been telling everybody, no, there's not. As of this moment, nobody has said they're not doing table selfies, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, if you can pull all that with all the negatives I had in that sentence, that means everybody is doing some type of table selfie. So, yes, we have that answered.
What is HOF? Hall of Fame?
Yes, they ask that every week. I don't even know what they want.
Jake.
Well, okay, Jake. Tell me in the chat room, Jake, what do you envision as a Hall of Fame?
What do you want? How do you want us to glorify you, actually, is how you should pose that question.
Now I do, okay, now this, I think you actually, well, I know you've explained it on Messenger 100 times. Tell everybody that they do not, all, because we have a lot of new people actually come and watch this show now.
Hi, new
every
people.
week. It tickles me to death. Explain to them that if they get photo ops, they will not conflict.
Yes, okay, that is, yes. And he said it as perfectly and as clearly as it's going to get, so let me muddy that up a little bit. None of the photo op times will overlap at all. We've had a lot of people asking about session A. So when they are putting the photo ops together and they are putting them up as items, and then you purchase a photo op, it shows that you purchased session A. If session A fills up, they can open session B. And so we'll use David Arquette as an example. If David Arquette sells all of his Saturday session A photos and then they open session B, they will post David Arquette's photo op time for whatever that time might be, and everyone goes over there, but you line up with the session that you purchased. So it doesn't matter if every single person has a session A. We only use one photo op booth. Well, we will have two this year, but only one will be shot at a time. One of them is for prop sets, which is something that I want to talk to everybody about. We're going to be offering a lot of different prop sets instead of just having the screen behind you. Almost all of our group photos will have a prop set behind it. So Brandon's lights are going a little bit nuts over there, distracted me. But a lot of the photo ops you will see will have group photo ops will have a prop set behind it. And we may be posting some pictures of that, or you may just be surprised when you get to the show. But yes, none of the photo op times overlap at all.
So there's that. Now, because I also do a lot of self-promotion on here, don't forget to stop by these. We're rearranging crap, so it won't be exactly what you see on the map right now. But when you go into Stars Row, the Scarefest Radio, Scarefest TV booth will be there very, very close to the entrance. Stop by the booth and get a photograph. We will have a big step and repeat banner right there. And I'm never in the booth, but Claire and Katie will be there for your photographic pleasure most of the weekend. And of course, you can stop by and I will have people there taking your blood pressure. Hey, now, here's I'm going to toss an idea to you. I'm going to try to find an old wooden chair, which I've probably got one sitting around here somewhere. Put a little wire on it to make it look like an electric chair and have them for the photo op part of getting their blood pressure checked.
Nice.
How nice would that be?
That would be pretty creepy.
And Anita's, she can haul it home. She doesn't mind.
Just make sure there aren't any like rusty nails sticking out of it, because we don't want to be doing blood pressure and tetanus shots at the same time.
Well, we will have cardiac rehab nurses.
That's
there,
right.
so
What's
we
the
can do
difference?
tetanus shots.
My booth will be staffed by actual God-fearing nurses. So what if we lose a digit? Speaking of digits, did everybody keep all theirs over the July 4th holiday? No one has. I've not seen anybody post on Facebook that they had a tragic. Actually, most of our friends usually an eye that gets put out there. that instead of losing a finger.
Fair enough.
Okay, back to the chat room. Yes, we are doing the cards again. Terrence Muncie is coming out with new cards, including one for me. So I will be a collector's item. Right now I'm just an antique, but soon I'll be a collector's item.
Hey, I want to back up the photo ops just for a second. For like a lot of you, like senior veterans, like know this process, but like if you're new, like there's a couple things to remember. So we'll be doing a Facebook Live when it gets closer to the show, and Celeb Photo Ops will walk you through what the process is going to be and all that exactly. You can ask them questions and things like that, and those guys are awesome. Yep. So like we'll post that, and they'll do a Facebook Live, and you can watch it, and trust me, it's going to help you navigate the process.
Yes.
Second thing to remember too is that as we announce, like, because we still have announcements, and we'll still be adding to our already sold like group photo ops. So you can refund and adjust. And if a guest cancels for whatever reason, which obviously that can happen, those are refunded. I want to make sure everyone understands that part of it. But you can always like change things around. And if you have problems, you can reach out to us and also the folks at Celeb Photo Ops. I mean, you can't ask for better. And so they will
very professional
help you through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would like to add to that though, what Brandon was saying, you are always welcome to reach out to us. However, if it is any kind of a purchasing question, all I can do is direct you to the Celeb Photo Ops customer service email. So we have no control over that. They're completely outside. They set the prices, they put up the orders, they handle everything. So beyond us giving them the information of which photo ops we're going to offer, they do the rest of the process. They do all of the scheduling and things like that. And they are great. So if there is an addition to a photo op, then they will post the new photo op and you can upgrade to that. And then if there's, like Brandon was saying, a cancellation, they will adjust the price accordingly for that also. So you all don't have to worry about anything like that. They stay on top of their stuff. And I want to, while he was saying that about the cards, Terrence sent me some information on the cards, and I did post this. So I don't know if you all can see, but it says there's going to be 36 new cards this year, 9 new special cards, 1 metal card, and exclusive wood cards. So there's going to be some crazy stuff going on with these cards this year, but awesome stuff. And we're not going to like give out locations and things like that, but we will let you all know, how many there are, so you know what to be looking for. And you might want to bring like one of those pages for like baseball cards or something. You might want to bring a couple of those so you can put your cards in them. You don't have to just be holding them, but that'll be neat.
And it will be 15 minutes after showtime when someone runs through going, "I got wood." Because we're children. We're children. Absolutely. Everybody, it is a commercial break time. We're going to take a quick one. We'll be right back with more Scarefest TV.
Horror. Movie. Fans. 4. Life. On Facebook, find us. For watch parties, for news, for memes, for friends, for life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
Welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV, and we're just talking about how things are going. Incidentally, in the chat room, they gave me a great idea. We're all the things are in the works to do Scarefest TV novelty T-shirts. We're checking out the company right now to print them for us, and I think one that says "I went to Scarefest 2023, but all I got was tetanus" would be a great T-shirt. Just gonna throw it out there.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
I don't
you,
know, like
Sean.
hepatitis or yeah.
Well, but to stay true to the show, tetanus was brought up. Anyway, but yeah, I have actually talked to two of my nurse friends, and they are both planning on coming in and helping out in the booth. So, there's that. Where were we on the plan? How many more celebrities has anybody even bothered to count?
How many we've announced?
No, how many we got left?
Oh, how many we got left?
Yeah.
I don't know how many we have left, but we have
Well,
We're winging it.
72 total confirmed right now.
Do you hear that, people? 72 celebrities when all is said and done.
Yes.
But Brandon keeps finding them in the
I
closet.
know.
let me clear. Oh, okay, let's hold on just a second now, because Brandon's taking a lot of flack over this year, mostly on making sure that we have everything covered. But so this is our 15th year. We have grown very good over the last few years. We take everything that we make off of Scarefest goes back in to build for the next year. That's something I've been very concrete about. So it goes to help pay for, food. It helps to pay for, folks that are giving their time, and it goes back in to make the show bigger. And so we're having a once a year show in Lexington, and we are the only show in Kentucky. But this year in particular, I've decided to go big on the guest list, more than one in the past. And so we're going for a big year. And I'll tell you what, the feedback on it has been, I'm blown away. And I'm really excited about this year. I cannot say it enough. We've got fandom covered for, if you love Friday the 13th, if you Scream, like, we've tried to cover the full gamut for everybody and give our fans the most bang for their buck. And I think we've got it covered this year.
And I was laying draw because you kept your thought there. But when you said in the only horror convention, yeah, the other show was going to say the only horror convention and the best. That's the
We're
best.
not the only.
I'm gonna put it in Lexington. I'm gonna decide to say Lexington.
We should not say that, because there's another show in Kentucky. Yeah, I think we can safely say we're the largest in Kentucky, and I think that, I've been going around to shows now for a while, and I love going to other shows, and I it's something I legitimately love doing, but I'll take the Pepsi challenge with anybody.
Okay. Now I was thinking of something there. Oh, okay. What? Excuse me. What major horror franchises have we missed this year? Anyway, Saw. That's about it, isn't it?
God, horror movies are like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like, somebody can always tie it to something.
Yeah,
I'm trying
that's
to think if we have anybody that we've not announced yet that ties into it.
No.
No, I don't think we've got Saw covered, but I mean, we've got damn everything else covered.
Yeah, and I'm going to apologize for coughing, everybody. I've done great all day today, and apparently Canada is drifting in my window tonight again. So,
No, don't be modest. You just ran half a mile like before we started the show.
No, that was yesterday. That was yesterday. No, that's on my off day. And then I didn't cough. That was a good thing.
I do want to know though, since you brought up the cough, how impressed I was that like of all the times that we've gone places, when we went to FrankenCon, like we were sitting in the front and Wes was like, "Where's the gym at?" Which is something that I've never heard Wes say in all of our journeys.
I have never said that.
It made me think of Chris Farley. Like, which way's the gym?
Well, you know, it's a new leaf. What can I tell you? It's a new leaf, and I'm serious about it because it's not going to make me live longer, but I decided I've already decided I'm going to be one of those guys, I'm going to just live till I'm absolutely miserable. So I decided I wanted the last 5-10 years to be less miserable.
No, I'm looking forward to you being like Futurama and like a head in a jar.
Hey, whatever, dude.
So someone said, talking about guest lineup, the final girl thing is epic, especially for us completionists. So kudos to all for that. And then someone else said Elm Street, but we do actually have an announced guest. Beatrice Bupley was Amanda Kruger in Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And she will be at the show. So we do have someone that will be there for Nightmare on Elm Street. There's probably a couple others that were crossed over in there somewhere.
That's what I thought we had a couple that like double dipped there.
We might.
It wasn't
It wasn't like the thing they're known for, but they were also, yeah. And then, and the other thing, guys, is like, you know, we with booking for the show, you know, and I know we've talked about this on the council episodes a lot before, and there are a lot of new people here, so we'll kind of talk a little bit about when we're booking celebrities and we sit down and we look at, you know, franchises and how many people we can bring in. Like, there were some people from Terrifier that we could get that a lot of the other shows aren't doing the grouping that we're doing, that we were going to be able to do. So we have a pretty extensive group. We've got 10 from Terrifier. You know, we've got the Jaws, you know, cast. We've got several groups that have 4 or 5. The Walking Dead. We've got 4. Day of the Dead. We've got a lot of groupings that we're doing. So it's hard when you know, we are looking at, well, who else can we bring in, and building onto those groups. So I know there's a lot of really great requests out there, I guess is kind of what I'm getting at. And we would love to bring in all of the people that you request, but we don't have infinite space. And we have really, really, really pushed the limit of how many booths that we can set and how we can set them so that people can navigate back there. Because even last year it got a little bit tight, and I think we were at 62 last year, 61 or 62, weren't we?
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, so we're talking about adding 10 more people back there, and you know, so we've got to look at where we can build lines and make sure people can actually move around and see the people that they want to see. So all of these are things that we have to keep in mind. So your suggestions are great. We love to hear your suggestions. And probably about a week after this show, I'll make a post in the fans group and I will ask for 2024 suggestions. So we do have some more announcements. We're going to do some tonight. But when we make that post, be sure to put on there anybody that you would want to see at the show, because that's one of the main things that we reference when we're building the lineup for the show, is that. So if you don't see who you really want to see at the show this year, let us know for next year.
And on top of that, I just want to add that, and I've posted this in conversations here and there, and I've seen it like blow up on different like sites. The final girl reunion is something that has been my personal side quest this year, and you know, just to give you a little bit of nuance on this. Jennifer Cook from Part 6, you're probably never going to get her to the show. I'm not seeing her at a show ever. and she's probably not going to be here. And I'll be honest with that. It's not from a lack of trying. And you know, I can't speak to why that's not the case, because like you don't see her at shows. And everybody knows that my very touchy subject for me, and I've been trying to go for 2 years now. Yes, Dana Kimmel is on our radar, and I want to book her more than you can imagine. And everyone else, like, I mean, I have friends, we talk about it like every week, and they want to know if I've had an update. And I don't have an update on Dana. But
is it Tanner Perry?
Tanner's one of them, but there's
I
several.
was gonna say, if you're messaging me and Brandon about Dana, I'm gonna block you.
Well, I've had to tell now, Derek, if you're listening, yes, it's a very touchy subject, and I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that you can like remark to Brandon about that get him all, you know, flustered. And
yeah, it's my one thing. Just know that, like, if there is a way for it,
we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we will do it. And I'll tell you right now, walking around, like I was at Days of the Dead, the indie show a couple weekends ago, and I had a great time and just ran into a bunch of people, and it was really nice to, like, I love it when people stop me in the hallways and they're like, dude, you're killing it with the Friday the 13th ladies. And and because I'm a fan, and so like I enjoy doing this stuff. But when you guys like stop me and tell me that, like, I mean, it's a real big boost. And then I share that with my team and everybody, and it's really, it means a lot, because I mean, we have absolutely killed ourselves to make this work. And that final lady reunion is something that I've never seen done in to this extent. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words, but I don't think that I've not seen that happen to the same numbers. And so everybody, if you've got a lucky rabbit's foot, if you pray, like, everybody, like, don't you know, throw salt over your shoulder. Like, let's all back together.
Put the good energy. Put the good energy out there.
We want Dana Kimmel, and we want no cancellation. So everybody, rub your rabbit's foot.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, guys, one of the other things I wanted to say before, I know we're getting close to our time to do our announcements, but the other thing is, you know, we have a lot of great celebs that have reached out to us after we finished booking our lineup, and they want to do this show because they know so many people want to meet them. And so we have, you know, we've got our alternates list and everything. And if we could get more people into the show, we would do it. And if the show is as big this year and it runs as smoothly as we think that we can run it, then, you know, that will set us up to be able to have maybe as many guests in the future. Not a guarantee. A lot of factors go into that, but, you know, we are always listening to your all suggestions for how to make the show better. If there were hiccups at the show last year, if there were things that we can improve on, we definitely want to know that. So, you know, you can message us or send me an email, put it on a comment on the Facebook page, because we couldn't be everywhere at once. So we're not, you know, we haven't really heard anything from anybody as far as things that we can improve on, but I know there are things out there. So if you all want to let us know, that would be awesome. And I'm really excited for tonight's guest announcements.
We still get a snarky comment on Facebook every now and then from somebody who didn't get Robert England's autograph last year.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, another thing with that, and I've noticed people in this group, people that are watching tonight, you all are loyal, and you like majorly have our backs on that, because for any person that does make a snarky comment, there are 5 to 10 people that'll get on there and tell them, like, hey, this is the best that, you know, it could have been. You all rock. So, I mean,
there was a guy last year that, and I remember this comment, like, in particular, because on the group page, like the fan page, which we renamed it, if you haven't noticed, but someone had got on there and they were brand new last year, and they were like, we've never seen a fan page like be more supportive of a convention. And I cannot remember for the life of me who made that comment, but it meant a lot to me, because that's the very truth. Like, there's so much support for what we do, and I can't. I'm just blown away by it. So I really appreciate it.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's get our announcements in, but when we come back, I'm gonna Google it and find exactly what happened. But Tyler Labine, no, now he's
Oh.
not in question right now.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
Okay, but he has had a medical emergency, just so that
Yeah.
So,
He's
it's,
recovering well.
I mean, if I can get over a heart attack and do the damn TV show here in 5 days, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna talk about one of our sponsoring vendors now.
Awesome.
The Shadows of Legend podcast. Shadows of Legend podcast, hosted by Charles Romans. Charles is an author, columnist, and award-winning journalist with over a decade of experience researching and bringing the stories of real people into the public eye. He gives each story 100% of objectivity and 0% judgment. Find him online, shadowsoflegend.com, and always, when you see him or talk to him, tell him you heard all about him on Scarefest TV, because he is a long-time and firm supporter of Scarefest and Scarefest TV. He has me on his show like once a year, so that tells you like right there. So Shadows of Legend, the podcast with host Charles Romans. Check him out, shadowsoflegend.com. Now for the announcements. Barbara Bingham is coming to Scarefest Friday the 13th. Her date, Jason Takes Manhattan, and beyond that, Beyond Darkness. Oh, by the way, though, most impressed her, Hawaii 5-0, and I don't mean the shitty remake. I'm talking the original. So, Barbara Bingham is coming. Anything you want to add to that, Brandon?
Oh, just that, like, I've not seen Barbara at a show. Honestly, I can't remember the last time. And she actually lives out of country. And so if you're a big Friday the 13th Part 8 fan and you are looking to get a one sheet filled up, this is probably going to get your one chance right here to get Barbara.
Yeah.
Because you cannot see her very often in the States at a show.
Now, someone in the chat room a little while ago said you need or we want more paranormal announcements. So guess what we got for you tonight? Steve Gonzalez. Steve from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunters Academy, although I don't think he'd admit it. Anyway, the House in Between. He produced the House in Between and part 2 on that. But Ghost Hunters, one of our. I mean, he's an annual. He's a paranormal's Kane Hodder, as I like to tell him. So anyway, Steve Gonzalez is coming, and by the way, it was a surprise to me. And Scott Tepperman is coming back this year, and of course, he Ghost Hunters International. But check his IMDb out. He's actually getting quite the list of credits in the horror field, both as a actor and a producer and director. God knows what all else he does. But yeah, and he's got Cruel Summer. That was in the film festival 2 years ago. The sequel to that, part 2, is out now, although not in the film festival. And he's working on part 3, I understand. So Scott Tepperman is also coming to the Scarefest. Now we have the Central Kentucky Mystical Market that will be coming up July 29th and 30th. July 29th and 30th, Clarion Hotel. Check them out online, centralkymysticalmarket.com, or find them on Facebook, Newtown Pike, Clarion Hotel, in the Paddock Ballroom. Scarefest Horror Film Festival is still taking submissions. And I am ahead of the curve. All this shitty weather we've had last 3 weeks. I've almost caught up on my judging duties. But Scarefest Horror Film Festival is still taking submissions. You've got till, I believe, the end of August to get that done. And again, my own personal plug here, I will be doing Sleepaway Camp cosplay as pictured if my Patreon project collects 100 supporters. And that supporting is as low as $1. So I'm 20% there. I am 20% towards my goal of making a fool out of myself dressed like that. Might have to dye my hair to make it authentic, but other than that, everything else is in play. And if the number reaches 150, I will come and do that cosplay with a tramp stamp. So, patreon.com/ScarefestRadio if you would like to support my little bad habits. And we're back.
Awesome. One of the comments that somebody made was, I think it was Joe. Sorry, I can't see your old name on the master chat, but somebody was saying that there needs to be an art piece with all of the final girls on it. So we actually had someone who had reached out. Jason Shepard is doing this piece as an exclusive Scarefest print this year. All of our platinum VIPs are going to get one of these for free. And then he will also be selling these at his booth, and he has made it so that there should be enough space. And this is going to be a poster. Obviously, it's just a picture on my phone, but it'll be, I think, an 11 by 17. And there's enough space on here to get all of the girls to sign. I think he actually went to part 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so he's got 1 through 9 on here, and right now we've got, several from 1 to 8. But hopefully we will have, if we can get Dana, we will have 7 of the first 8.
Okay, now I'm going to get some chat room questions in here real quick. First, I'm going to address one here. Robert Manning in the chat room. If it's a question you don't mind asking public, just go ahead and post it. If it is a more private question, go on our Facebook Messenger, and just, go to, facebook.com/thescarefest, click the messenger button, and we will be glad to address it there. Or you can email Adrian, because most of them just get forwarded to her because she knows everything. Adrian@thescarefest.com. Okay, question that was in the chat room.
Saying that, yes, I am married, and so you can just not ask those questions in the chat room.
I put it in the FAQ for you, dude. I put it in the FAQ for you. Okay, now this might be more of a question for our fans in the chat room rather than us. But somebody asked, do any of our celebrities have limits on how many things they will sign at one time?
Especially Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, especially Richard Dreyfuss in this case.
Well, so normally how this works, guys, is it's kind of during the show, probably Saturday, if the line gets crazy or backed up, his rep will be with him, and that is a call we leave entirely to them. So if he gets a really backed up line and you bring a lot of items, they may say, that there's a limit. But as far as anyone coming in with the standing limit, no, there's not.
No, we've had that in the past, and some people will do it. But if that's a standing order, like they'll communicate that prior to the show. As of right now, last year, Robert, I think, had 2.
Yeah.
For example, but this year we've not had anyone that's stipulated their limits.
Yeah.
And now I will say my observation is it's not unusual for, like Adrian said, for the rep to come out and say, hey, bring that shit back later. We'll get it signed for you, but we're holding up 300 people standing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So don't be surprised if that happens, but we are not aware of anybody having any set limits. Another question from the chat room, and I'm the man to explain this. How does media work? How does media passes work? You go on the website, there's a link that says media, and it explains a little bit about it. And basically, you apply for a press pass, you will get a confirmation, you'll come to the show, and then you do press stuff. Voila! It's really simple. You fill out an application, we verify that you are
who you say you are.
Yeah, that you're media. I actually emailed a radio station last year to make sure, because somebody, I said, he could totally be bullshitting me. He wasn't on their website. But he's like the producer,
Well, and that's another thing I was going to say. We have had some wild stories, that people try to pass off to us about who people are. So unfortunately, we do have to do a little bit of vetting for things like that. So, if you're filling out one of those, we're going to look into it at least a little bit.
The only thing I'm hard on people on is, if you try to convince me you're an influencer, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. The other thing, now I do get a lot from people that are only photographers. I shouldn't say only. They're your photographers, but if you don't have a venue where you display the photos you take, like a big Facebook feed or a website where people can click, oh, look, Scarefest 2023, click it and see all the photos you took. If you're not going to do us any good, we probably won't give you a pass. That being said, podcasters, if you work for a newspaper or magazine, we're pretty lenient about it. But he did make the mistake of putting me in charge of the applications, and like I said.
Oh, his follow-up question was, does that get me in all weekend? Yes, it's a weekend press pass. And you just reminded me of something. I want to know in the chat, does anybody in the chat, it's a two-part question. Do you have a subscription to Rue Morgue magazine? That's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, if you don't have a subscription to Rue Morgue magazine, would you be interested in having one? And I'm not going to elaborate anymore tonight, but I've got some stuff in the works and could or could not be talking to Rue Morgue. I'm talking to Rue Morgue. So I just want to kind of get a feel for how many people that watch the show on here and maybe in the group already have a subscription, and no, not for free. I mean, maybe for free. We might give some away at the show, but I'm not signing all of you up for free. I mean, they got to make money too. So, was that Jake? I bet that was Jake.
Yeah, it was Jake.
Y'all, bunch of comedians in here. So, but yeah. Anyway, so next, I just got excited.
All right, anything else y'all want to know in the chat room? We got a couple minutes before our next commercial break. I will add, on the press passes, go back, yes, you get in all 3 days, but you only get in VIP hours on Friday, and that's because that's when Black Carpet is. The rest of the time, it's a floor pass. In other words, you can get in during regular hours, but you do not get in during VIP hours, and it will not get you in any special events unless you're covering it, and you have to convince me you have a really good photographer with you.
Oh, and I just saw another follow-up to the press pass question, which is the interview question. That is a good one. Any interview requests need to be given to the celebrities before the show. Sometimes, some of them, if you walk up to the table, they may say yes, but it is frowned upon. So if you have an interview request for a celebrity that's going to be at the show, you need to contact their reps before the convention, not at the convention.
Now, the next question that's going to come up from that is, how do I get in touch with their reps?
If it's somebody with a media pass, you can email the general info at the Scarefest, and I can pass on your contact information to the rep. Or, you can also, anybody that buys IMDb Pro will have contact to their management team. So if you're serious about doing interviews, get you IMDb Pro, and
right,
the world is your oyster.
If your media act like it. If your media act like it, I believe is what she's saying. Okay, it is now 9:45, so we're going to go ahead and tell you all about one of our show sponsors, Spirit Mechanics. Spirit Mechanics does have a brick and mortar store now, 1018 East New Circle Road. They call it the Missing Element Shop. It is your one-stop shop for Spirit Mechanics, Stevens, healing vibrations, and metaphysical supplies. Well, they offer books, divination, altar supplies, tarot, and oracle decks, handmade glassware and spirit boards, vibrational sound healings through the use of singing bowls and tuning forks, courtesy of Stephen Tyree. And once again, I do endorse what this guy does because I had it done to me after Scarefest last year, and it made my leg muscles feel much better after I walked and stood for 3 continuous days. Now we're going to hear from Bonehead Weekly.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with a review of a movie I wanted to try to watch last year. Now, I don't know if you know who Ty West is. I talked about his other film previously on here, X, but that wasn't a movie that I particularly was overly fond of. So I thought some of the performances are pretty good. Mia Goth's pretty good in it. but I thought it was a fairly cliched film. Now, they made a prequel to X called Pearl about the actual killer in X and her backstory. And Mia Goth once again plays, not only did she play the heroine in the first one, but she also played the old decrepit lady who's killing everybody as well. In this one, she plays the old decrepit lady as a young woman. Now, takes place right around World War I, 1918, 1919. It's actually quite beautiful. The movie is shot beautifully. It's one of the best looking horror films I've seen in a long time. Like that part of it a lot. Mia Goth is really good in it, and all the actors are really good in it. And I did like it better than X. It is better than X. And I can recommend it, but it's not going to be for everybody. Basically, it's the story of Pearl. She already has some issues. She's married. Her husband's off fighting in World War I. What we forget is that the Spanish flu was going on at the same time during World War I and killed hundreds of thousands of people. And people are wearing masks, and it's very timely in that sense of, because we just went through COVID, and they played that part of the movie up quite a bit. You know, people wore masks then to keep from getting sick. So she's living with her mom and dad. They're both German immigrants, and her dad's an invalid and can't really help himself. And she's helping her mom, and her mom doesn't get along. And her mom's real strict because her husband's off at war. And she wants to be an actress. Better yet, she wants to be a dancer on the movies. And she thinks that she is the best one and will be amazing. And she's got a couple of screws loose. She likes to kill small animals. Well, kind of. And she's got a pet alligator that she's feeding, which will ties back into X, right? That being said, the movie's pretty good. I actually enjoyed it a lot better than I did X. It's still kind of cliche. You know, it still is. What makes it better is that there's a dance number. It's beautifully shot. It has all this great color. And Mia Goth. Mia Goth is a fantastic actress who's got just loads and loads and loads of talent. And she does a great job in this. And Ty West, I will still say, has some better movies. House of the Devil, Sacrament, whatever the other one, I forgot the name of the few other ones. There are some better movies directed by Ty West that I like. However, Pearl's pretty good. And it did make me want to see if they make another one of these, a sequel to X, which they've talked about. I'll probably watch that as well. So, Pearl, you have to get it at Redbox or pay to rent it. I apologize. But is it worth it? I think you maybe, if you have Showtime streaming, you can do it. Is it worth it? Yeah. Check out Pearl. It's got some blood. It's not a lot big kill count, but it does have some blood. It's beautifully shot, and Mia Goth is just a fantastic actress, and he just gives a fantastic performance. In fact, her and Ty West wrote this movie together, so she's one of the writers. So check out Pearl. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.
And welcome back to the last 10 minutes of Scarefest TV. Now, to answer a question. The reason that we do not rent Rupp Arena is because it comes with seating capacity of about 30,000, and then I could no longer say we have no chairs. There. I put it out there for you.
I will say this, though. If anyone from the center is watching, I apologize. We did break in there with the Killer Clowns from Outer Space back in 2021.
Yep.
And so Herod Bank and Martinez are both in head-to-toe garb. We found a basketball, and they played one-on-one in Rupp Arena, and then we took a picture at half court, and it is one of my best memories that I've ever had during Scarefest. It was so much fun.
And all they do was kick in a window.
Yeah. We use the secret tunnels.
If by secret tunnels you mean somebody left a doorstop in between Rupp Arena and the center, yes, we took the secret tunnel.
I think the statute of limitations is over on that, so I don't think you can get in trouble for it now.
I mean, I feel like if you pay somebody like X amount of money, then if I want to go on Rupp Arena floor, like I feel like I should have the right to do that with a few people.
So anyway, the real answer to the question is, just so you understand, when you rent Rupp Arena, you pay for this, but you get this. In other words, it's not effective for what we're doing. Now, when they were remodeling, and Lexington Comic Con and Toy Convention did it, because
They needed the space.
They needed the space that bad, but that's why we
do
don't
still
rent
have-
it. It's
Yeah.
not that big of an area, people.
No.
I went in there when Lexington Comic-Con had it rented. It's like really not. It's what, 1/3 maybe. It's not even 1/3 as big as the convention center. It's probably about a
No.
fourth, maybe a fourth. It's a basketball court.
Yeah.
It's your high school gym. Okay,
Pretty
there. It's your high school gym. We could just rent out your high school gym. There, I said it. Now,
And it would cost us like 100 times less.
there. Yes, we could use the excess money to shuttle constantly. Anyway, that's what's going on. Anything else in chat room? Anything that we need to bring up, everybody?
Scarefest prom. Oh my god.
I actually think the zombie prom would be a great gimmick one year. We're too late in the game to do it this year.
I know.
But
I wanted to do that or like the vampire ball. And also,
the vampire. Oh, that was something we talked about a long time ago too. I remember.
yeah, we did because I really, 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 really wanted Anne Rice to come, and
Oh,
now it can't happen. I always wanted to meet Anne Rice, but that's okay. But yeah, guys, there's a ton of stuff that we covered on last week's not council episode. Last week when Wes and I were on, we went through a lot of the events and entertainment that are going to be coming up. There's going to be a ton of information that we're going to be posting, and I talked to Wes last night about the best way to categorize that information so you all can like open a page on the website and see everything that's going on for the weekend. But it's just a matter of how to organize it so that it's user friendly enough to actually access. But there's stuff going on all weekend, and we're going to be making posts. If you are watching and you have an Instagram and you haven't followed our Instagram account, I am trying to get that built up a little bit. And it's the same content as our Facebook page. So, but I do get to add music to the posts over there. So I was really excited when we did the David Morrissey announcement. I got to put the Walking Dead theme on it. So yeah, if you all don't mind, go and follow our Instagram and help us build that up a little bit so we can reach more people. I would be very appreciative.
and when are we starting that Threads account?
What is that?
That's that
Yeah, what-
imitation Twitter. That's like Twitter Lite.
What? I don't know anything. About the same time that we started OnlyFans.
Well, see, now I'm closer than that than you are.
I know you
Um,
are.
yeah, Wes could probably pull that off now.
Hey, if I get done, it has such a bad connotation. Now I can go in there because a lot of artists do use it. It is a legitimate platform. There, I said it. But okay, everybody, this has been Scarefest TV. I hope we answered all your questions. As far as guest announcements, somebody did ask about that. Yes, you can do the math for us. We're going to have 73 if Dana Kimmel does come through for us. 72.
I mean, shit, who knows at this point? We're just going crazy.
I was gonna say, and then I think we've got two more that we have long-standing offers out on that are waiting for their filming schedules to come back. So there may be some more. Just waiting to see what people's work schedules are, guys.
Now, for the record, I have drafted an email and sent it to Adrienne Barbeau offering to share my booth with her, but I haven't heard back yet. But I'm trying
I
to.
do want to go on the record saying that there are a few people in life that I've been more excited about, or less excited, or oh my God, I'm excited about Adrienne Barbeau. Sorry, I'm been away.
We're gonna have the Adrian trifecta this year, and someone needs to put that on a shirt for me, please.
Our first year, I think it was our first year that we took over, we had Adrienne booked, she had to cancel.
Yeah.
And I've been sad ever since. So I always work my way back around.
Yep.
So everybody, this has been Scarefest TV. We'll see you next week with Brian Bremer.
Bye, guys.